Tuesday. Got some cool accessory stuff tonight. New old stock in the box. 40s, maybe early 50s era stuff. Kind of neat stuff. I'm kind of excited about it. I picked some of this, actually picked this stuff up at a couple of different swap meets over the last few years. One of these boxes I've probably had for a year. I just keep forgetting to share it with you. So I pulled out some of these other pieces tonight that I thought, these are pretty cool. We ought to check them out. So, anyway, let's see. Okay, looks like I'm not seeing any comments, which is kind of odd. I've got a little warning. Okay, all right. Well, I'm rolling. Throw comments up there if you've got them, and we'll go from there. Because as of right now, I have seen no comments. So, not for sure what's going on with that deal, but it is kind of weird. There we go. Pete, there we go. So, we are working. It's like usually there's at least a few comments by now as we get rolling. We got hearts rolling. That's good. So, let's go ahead and start digging through some of this stuff. JP's here. This first box, John's out here with us, is Big Job made it. It's coming. Well, we can't do horizontal lives. They have to be vertical. YouTube is making it so. Bill Wagaman, Peter from Down Under, Tim is here. So what we're going to start off with isn't actually an accessory. Well, it's kind of an accessory. It's a replacement accessory type thing. But they're in the box, and that's what's cool about it. Uncle Shaggy, Brett and Heather made it. Let's go ahead and flip this thing around and start checking some of this stuff out. First off, Nut Farm's here. Number one's here. Frank's here with us. First box we're going to get into. These are actual replacement handle escutcheons. These are actually from going back into the 30s. Check this out, guys. Escutcheon plate assortment. These are the pieces that would have gone behind the window cranks and door handles for these old cars. Then there's still a few in here. General Motors 34 to 37 gives us an idea on age on this. So this was probably done in the late 30s, early 40s. So let's check it out and see what's in here. The lid actually is falling off. Does have some... Let's see what's it say. Auto parts and body hardware. Standard auto parts and body hardware. Regal products guaranteed. Not sure how it survived, but it did. And it survived with a lot of the pieces in it. Bill Disc made it. Kenny's here. These are all still in here. New old stock. Aftermarket escutcheon replacements. Different colors, different sizes. Even got a metal one down here. So kind of a unique deal. Like I said, it's kind of rough. We can see actually it would have gone back here. We can see where this was torn, where the old material actually held the top lid on. But the fact that it even survived in this condition from the Regal Motor Products Company, Detroit, Michigan. Super cool. Just like I said, I have no use for this whatsoever. But it was laying on a guy's table at the Lawrence swap meet, and I was like, that's just really pretty cool. Just like John said, the fact that it survived probably 80 plus years. And here we are on the internet hanging out, checking this thing out. I'm sure the guys at Regal Motor Products had never, ever in a gajillion years would have thought that we would be sitting here going live on camera talking about their products 80 plus years after they put this set out. You're right, they never would have imagined it. Kaiser's here with us. Up next, these are kind of interesting. Don't know if there is. Yeah, that's right. That's another good point, Peter. That was pre-TV. So for those guys, couldn't even comprehend what we do now. But up next, the OQ visor. The patent has been applied for. Has 2 lenses for day and night driving, 1 lens for day driving. Eliminate driving glare day and night. From the Earl Thompson Manufacturing Company, Detroit, Michigan. The OQ visor, driving glare. Day driving, 1 lens only. Night driving, 2 lenses to help manage the glare. I'm Stucky is from Flint, so right in that area. Jim's here with us. Now, we look at the dashboards in these cars, maybe early 50s, I'm saying. Now, the thing about it, this is sealed. This has never been opened. This is the original sealing tape that was put on this 75 years ago, probably. But we want to check it out, right? We want to look at it. We want to see what's in this box. What is the OQ visor? How does it work? How does the day driving 1 lens work? Or the 2 lens day and night driving work? Well, we're going to find out. I'm Stucky's already ready to open it. Well, I tell you what, guys, we're going to do one better than that. We're not going to open this box. We're going to leave this sealed for the time being. We're going to put it up here. But we're still going to check it out. You know why we're going to check it out? Because the other OQ visor in the box that I have is opened. Yes, I have a pair of these, brand new in the box. There's Neil. Big Job remembers these. Sweet. So, what do we got? What is the OQ optical quality plexiglass visor? Well, here it is. Let's check this thing out. I've never had this open. So let's see how this works. Okay, we've got 2 hinges here, which would be a mounting type hinge, obviously. Oh, it's got a sticker on it. Oh, the sticker's coming apart, but it still has an original OQ visor sticker on it. So, 2 lenses. Here are our 2 lenses. Okay, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but apparently, okay, so this would have mounted up by your sun visor, and I'm assuming you put the 1 big lens down for daytime driving to control the glare. Obviously, this is well before the days of $250 polarized sunglasses. So, I think you could put this lens down for day driving if it were just normal daytime light. And then when it got nighttime and people had their headlights on, you could double down on your glare reduction. Yeah, crazy number 1, isn't it? Bananas. So that's apparently how this was rigged up. Like I said, this is never, maybe somebody unfolded this at some point, but in theory, this is basically the first time this has ever been opened up, examined, flipped completely out, and opened up. This does need cleaned. It is dirty from being inside that box for probably 70 or 80 years. But there it is, the OQ optical quality plexiglass visor to eliminate driving glare. Now, Could you do these Toy Tuesdays like a live on Sunday night? I could if I set up in the office on the PCs. Because I run Sunday night on my computers on my desk. We do these out in the shops typically, so I would have to rig this up inside and take everything inside and work on the desk. So John never thought he'd be drooling over a visor. So anyway, there's a couple of pieces. Now, you guys probably noticed there's another big box on the corner of the table we haven't gotten to yet. Believe it or not, I bought that box probably a year ago, and I kind of forgot about it. But I grabbed these visors, and I was thinking, I got some other crap laying around here that's kind of cool like this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Then it hit me. I remembered what it was. So I went and did some digging, because these come from a swap meet about a year ago. I had an idea where they were at, and I had to go do some digging, but I found the box. The box is here, and I think these things are just killer. So let's check it out. Let's flip this thing back around and check out this box. Now, believe it or not, you can see this box has been taped back together. This is the original box. And it is a case, a full case of these. Let's move some things around so we can get a good look at it when we open this thing up. But you can see the old printing on the side of the box that this is the original case. Taped it back together because it was literally falling apart. But there again, I'm sure it's not any newer than early 50s. So let's get this thing set where we can check it out, because these things are super cool. So who's ready to check out what's in this box, this whole case of new old stock accessories? This is the Defender. It protects the car body, saves body and fender repair costs, protects white sidewall tires. The Defender. So what's the Defender? The Defender is an electronic alarm. Protects body, fenders, hubcaps, white sidewall tires at all times. What these were essentially you're right, JP, they were curb feelers, but they were an electronic alarm curb feeler. Blows horn at slightest contact. So these curb feelers would blow your horn if you rubbed something. These are original, they are new old stock, they're in the case from the Walter B. Bowers Brokerage Company Incorporated, Kansas City, Missouri. I think I gave more than that a piece for him, Pete. So, installation instructions. If two signals only are installed on curbside of car, mount clamps on fenders at desired location for maximum protection of fenders, bodies, and tires. Make sure that heads of insulated bolts do not touch fenders. After stripping insulation from end of wire, fasten to right rear signal insulated bolt. Then run wire along frame of body to right front signal again, stripping just enough insulation from wire and fasten to insulated bolt. Then run across to horn ground wire, cut off surplus wire, strip in as before, strip enough insulation off horn ground wire and connect together. Then tape connections. So, let's see what's in them. We got to be real careful. We don't want to booger up the box. In fact, let's just sit one out here so we can dump it out. Okay, we got the lid open. I've never looked at one of these. So what we're going to see is what's in here. I've never dumped one of these boxes out. Okay. Important notice. Well, obviously nobody ever paid attention to the important notice. To install switch, follow installation instructions on the back of the carton except run wire from the front alarm to one post on switch which has been clamped to the dash. Cut wire and run one wire from other post of switch to horn ground. So basically, you have your curb feelers, not near as flashy or as fancy as a lot of the other curb feelers of the day. You have your wiring, and you have a switch. And it is this is a basic on-off switch. That's it, on-off. Now, one thing that really kind of surprises me is these old cars that we're talking about from this era are big cars. Big cars. And these curb feelers, now the only thing I can figure is when you turn them on, and had the switch on, it appears as though, this wire goes through the bracket. If you rubbed into something, I'm assuming that would ground it out, and then that is what would sound the horn. That's all that it looks like to me. Now, these things are not that big. 6.5 inches from the bracket to the loop. 6.5 inches, and that's all we got. So not a lot of room when you consider you've got that hung off the front of a car. The forerunner of the feature that keeps my wife's car between the lines. I guess that's one way to put it, JP. So kind of an interesting deal. The Defender electronic alarm from the Walter B. Bowers Brokerage Company, Incorporated, Kansas City, Missouri. So, real quick recap for some of the guys that jumped on late. Obviously, we've got the Defenders here. We just got done looking at the Defender. Before the Defender, we had the OG driving glare visors, Newell stock in the box from the Earl A. Thompson Manufacturing Company. As well as the Escutcheon plate assortment from the Regal Motor Products Company, going back into the 30s, still with inventory inside. So, anyway, that's what we've got for tonight. I think it was some pretty cool stuff. It's there again, just like some of the other comments. How did some of this stuff survive? A plastic door handle escutcheon display, still in the original cardboard box, a case of these electronic alarms, these driving glare visors still in the box, one box still sealed. So, I think it's pretty cool stuff. I sure hope you guys enjoyed it. But that's what we do here. That's what Toy Tuesday is for. So, some great comments. Pete says awesome, cool historical pieces. That's what we do here. I mean, this is all about learning. It's all about knowledge. It's all about mixing cool stuff in here. So, I thought this was some different stuff. You know, we do a lot of cans. We do a lot of toys. This stuff, you don't come across it very often. I do a lot of swap meets. I do a lot of auctions. And you don't find a lot of this stuff in the box like that. Fortunately, these pieces survived, and we were here today. There again, just like those Escutcheon assortment, the visors, the Defender curb feeler alarms, holy cow. Can you imagine what those guys would think if they were here today and we're sitting here hanging out live all over the world, Peter from down under, all hanging out, checking out this stuff, talking about the history, learning about the accessories. We've got it in the box, brand new to check out. So super excited about it and had a lot of fun with it. So that's right, just like Randall says, straight off the Western Auto shelf. And I've actually got an entire box of that right here, come to think of it. Yep, whole box right over there of stuff that Dad and I actually found in an old Western Auto store in the late 80s that was still on the shelf. We need to do that box too here one of these days. So thanks for reminding me of that nut farm. We got to get that box out because Dad and I actually bought that stuff out of the Western Auto store in the late 80s because it was still on the shelf. And it was a local store, and I've actually got the sign off the front of the building now too. So anyway, cool stuff. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Appreciate the good comments tonight. And glad we had a lot of fun and everybody thought this stuff was as cool as I did. Sometimes I buy stuff and nobody else thinks it's cool, but tonight was a winner, it looks like. So anyway, we'll get some more content up this week. We'll get another video up tomorrow night. We'll get some more content up Friday night as well. And then, of course, show the sign. Oh, the sign's over in the other building. I've got a couple of different versions of the Western Auto sign. I do not have the round one. I wish I had the round one, but I do not have the round one. But those are over in the other building, so we'll have to catch those next time we're over there. If you remind me, Peter, we'll catch them next time. So, no, we haven't told them the story about the Western Auto sign either. We probably should do that. We'll do that when we get to it. So, Coops is here with us. But yeah, we do need to do that. But I forgot about that box too. We need to get that box of accessories out. But anyway, lots of stuff going on tonight. I'm sure you guys have stuff to do. Appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us for a bit and checking out some cool new old stock accessories. And we'll get some more stuff up tomorrow night and Friday night. And we sure hope to see all you right back here at 7:30 Sunday night for some more Sunday night live chat. Hope everybody has a great week. Be sure to stay tuned for the other videos, and we will catch you all again 7:30 Central Standard Time for some Sunday night live chat. Thanks for watching, everybody.